Self-Esteem Parenting 14. Consequences for inappropriate behavior. We've just discussed in part 13 the idea of positive reinforcement of positive behavior. Well, what about discipline? And I said that 80-20. 80% must be a positive system of positive reinforcement and 20% is discipline. The discipline is not 1, 2, 3 magic. The discipline is not put you in a corner, go to timeout. That doesn't work. The only thing that really works is natural consequences. And it's in the Torah, in the Talmud, in Sanhedrin, Daf, Tzadi, page 90, which says that God runs the world midah keneged midah, measure for measure. The way we act to others, that's how God acts toward us. And therefore, when we teach our children consequences, then we teach them that there are consequences for their behavior. If they use their hands negatively with their siblings, and they hit a sibling, they get a hands consequence. What's a hands consequence? You lose an hour or more of computer time, or you lose your baseball glove, or use of your doll. Give me your doll, give me your baseball glove, I'll put it away for an hour. You have to learn that when you use your hands negatively, you will then lose use of your special prizes that you use with your hands, and that is a natural consequence. It makes sense. Use my hands negatively, I get a natural consequence. I lose privileges of using special things with my hands. Foot consequence. If I kick my sibling, or kick a parent, or kick the door, that's a foot consequence. Then you don't get an outing. You don't go out with me. The other kids will go to the store and get a Slurpee, but you will not be able to go the next time I go. Or you'll lose your ripstick, or your bicycle, or get a chance to go over to your friend's house, because that's a foot consequence. Use your feet in a negative way, you will have a midah keneged midah, a foot consequence. And if you speak negatively, if you say nasty words, if sweet words don't come out of your mouth, then sweet words don't come into your mouth. Which means tomorrow you're going to get lunch, you're going to have your sandwich, you're going to have your apple, and you're going to have a snack. And the snack is going to become celery or green peppers. But you're not going to have cookies, chips, fruit roll-ups, yummy chocolate, because sweet things didn't come out of your mouth, so sweet things don't go into your mouth. Now that is the midah keneged midah system. So on the chart on the wall, you have the positive behaviors that you're looking for, whether it's brushing your teeth, getting to school on time, getting up on time, and also the character development, which is speaking respectfully, doing things well for your brother and sister, being kind, alacrity, zeal, doing actions quickly, acting properly the first time that your father or mother asks you to do something, showing kindness to your brother and sister, helping out mom. All those are on the positive side of the super midos chart. On this side of the chart, on the wall, in the kitchen, is the consequence, or midah keneged midah section. And that is, write down hands consequence, foot consequence, mouth consequence. Now, if there is an eating problem in the family, do not use the food as a consequence. If there is a food issue in the family, consult your doctor. But that is not a way to use the mouth consequence. For the mouth consequence, when someone has an eating issue in the family, then you use some other consequence, like taking away computer time, or a baseball glove, or an outing, etc. But do not use food as a consequence when someone has an eating disorder in the family. That's a disclaimer. Now, when we go back to this system, you have on this chart on the wall, positive midos, super midos chart. On this side, the right side, you have the consequences of hands, foot consequence, and mouth consequence. And then when you see a problem brewing, here's the key. When you see kids are acting inappropriately, or they're starting to rile things up, and you know what's going to happen. You're watching it the side, and the kids are, then you bring them over to the chart, and you say, would you like tickets or consequences? They'll say, don't answer me. Say to them, don't answer me now. I want you to use your bechira. I want you to use your free will. You choose. You want tickets or consequences? I'm sure you'll make a good decision. Then walk away. Here you're teaching them that the concept of bechira, of free will, is real. They can choose. And if they do the positive action, they'll get a ticket. Negative action, they will get a consequence. But it's up to them, and you train them. And this takes months and months and months. 4 months of this system to integrate into a child's mindset. And that requires consistency of parenting. We have to use consistent parenting. We can't say, I tried the chart for 2 weeks, it didn't work. It will not work for 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, or 4 weeks. The consistency is our issue. To be an Olat Tamid, a consistent offering, we have to be consistent as parents. And therefore, this chart system and the ticket system and the consequence system is an overall system with Bechira, with free will, and we have to do it consistently for 4.5 months. And then we can continue it afterwards. It becomes part of the family. Now, when you give a consequence, here's another important key. Do not discipline with a raised voice or freaking out or getting loud or angry. It's a system. Sorry. I'm sorry you raised your voice to your sister. You spoke inappropriately to your mother. You pushed somebody. I'm sorry that tomorrow there's a consequence. There's a hands consequence. Or there's a foot consequence. Or tomorrow you won't get an eclair in your lunch. Or your chocolate fudge brownie in your lunch tomorrow. I'm sorry. You're going to have celery or parsley or a turnip, right? Or beets or borscht. You'll have food, just not sweet stuff. Sorry. That's the key. Do not turn discipline into a power struggle because they want to get you, because they want to see if they can control you. Don't turn into a power struggle. Chill. This is a system. Let the system work for you. Let the system run your family. Positive reinforcement, positive behavior. Negative behavior, negative consequences. You choose. It's up to you guys, not up to me. You run this thing. The same thing with Hashem. Our relationship with Hashem is up to us. Hashem is not going to force himself on us. We can develop ourselves into a relationship with God, but it's up to us. He is not going to say, I want a relationship with you. He does. He wants a relationship with us. But he's not going to force us to have a relationship with him. It's up to us. We have free will. The amount that we have a relationship with God is up to us. So too with our children. If you want to get positive results, positive behavior. Negative results, negative behavior. It's up to you guys, right? You're running this thing. I'm just reacting. I'm just setting the framework. I'm the parent. I'm setting up the framework of how our family operates. This is the system of our family. This is the system how we operate. I've tried this with hundreds and hundreds of families, and it actually works. People say the system works. And some children buy into it, some children don't. After a while, the ones who don't will want to see, when they'll see the prizes coming, they'll want to participate as well. But make it positive, make it warm, make it without power struggle, chill, relax. Guys, this is our system. Get them to buy into it, to agree to it at the beginning. Say, I'm also working on something. Me and mommy, we're also working on something. We're working on our middos. You too. That's what our life is all about. That's what Jewish people do. We work on our character. That's what we're doing. Our job as parents is to train you to do that. That's the system. So I welcome your comments. You can write to me at yisroelroll@gmail.com, YISROELROLL@gmail.com. You can pick up my book at Bring Out the Best at Judaica Plaza in Lakewood. Write to me. I can send it to you. Please get involved with the system. The system actually works if you remain consistent. It takes work. It takes effort. Parenting takes effort. It's not a magic. It's not magic 1, 2, 3. This is a system of consistent behavior which creates a framework for the family to grow as Avdei Hashem, servants of God.